In today's video, I'm going to be giving you two fantastic drills to help you optimize your ball flight. I recently had a student who really struggled with hitting the ball too high, too far to the right, and therefore was losing distance. In this student's case, the transition and the downswing was causing the club face to open. His hands were moving out away from his body. Therefore, the club was lying down almost behind the body as he was trying to move in towards the impact area, hitting the ball with a really open club face and starting the ball right of target. If you are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. There's lots of content for you to check out. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do click that massive red button just down there. It does make a huge difference to the channel. Also, give the video a thumbs up, and you can also click that bell for notifications so you will know when I'm releasing my next video. There's loads of fantastic drills, golf course content, collaborations, and reviews coming to this channel. Right, so we need to get into the very first drill to start with, because this is so simple and something you should do at every practice session. It's amazing for just kind of calibrating the whole body, but understanding a little bit more as to how the golf swing works in that transition, where the club face needs to be, but also then its relationship with your lower body as well. I want you to try and get that sensation and understanding that when you come into impact, we want the golf swing looking like this. We want the lower body pointing to the left of the golf ball. We want the hands just ever so slightly left of the golf ball as well, with the shaft leaning ever so slightly towards the target. This immediately helps you take some of that loft off the 7-iron as opposed to putting loft on. And we've got the weight more into the lead side. All of these movement patterns encourage the body to be more advanced than the golf club. So pay really close attention to this drill and do it next time you go to the driving range. Or even just do it right now as you're watching. If you're stood in the living room or in your office or in your bedroom, wherever it is, you can do this drill. You do not need much space at all. Basically go to what we call P6. P6 is waist height on the way down to hitting the golf ball. And it very much kind of replicates P2, which is your takeaway. So if we look at takeaway, we've got the toe of the club ever so slightly into 11 o'clock, and we've got the club head ever so slightly higher than the hands. That means we've got a little bit of hinge in the wrist. Now the major difference here is that the lower body isn't turning away from the target. At this point, if anything, it's turning more to the target with the weight more on that lead side. So as you get into, so if we look at P2, which is takeaway, you've got the hips turning away from target. P6 is more there. We're ready to hit the golf ball. We've got more weight in the lead side. We've got the hips pointing to the left of the golf ball, and we've got the club head again having that slight toed in as you look at it. So we're going to go into P6, into that position. I'm going to pause there, and now from here I want you to really feel the body turning to the target. And what happens now is that the body leads the golf club. So if I show you that from a face on, as you go into P6, as the body starts turning to the target, you see that the hands are leading the golf club, the shaft's leaning towards the target, my hips are towards the lead side, and I'm dictating this golf swing from the movement of my body, okay? As opposed to the hands trying to play catch up on the way down. So really simple drill to understand where this needs to be. So toe in a little bit, hip just left of the golf ball, weight left of the golf ball. Now from here, turn into a half finished position, there. And what you'll see when you're practicing this, the ball flight is super low, obviously because you're hitting it so soft, but how much you're reducing the loft on the face will also play a huge role in how low that ball comes off. And what you should be noticing now is you're hitting this golf ball, because the shaft is leaning towards a target, these higher grooves are going to make contact with the golf ball a bit earlier. We don't want to be using grooves 1 and 2 at impact. So we want the shaft leaning towards it, the target, and we're going to hit down on the golf ball. And you should feel, it just feels different. It feels better. It feels softer. It feels more, I always feel like you get that click. What's your feeling? What do you feel like when you know you catch one out of the screws? Other than it making you feel absolutely amazing, what does it really feel like? So then once you know that feeling, you know exactly what you're looking for every time. If you're not new to the channel, you'll probably know that I'll love any excuse to get some data shoehorned into my videos, because I do believe that there are some of you out there that love looking at numbers, and you can start to get an understanding of the numbers. And there's so much information online now that you guys can really benefit from. So drill number 2 is actually about how you can feel the transition and feel where the golf club is and feel the movement in your hands as you coincide that with the rotation and the weight distribution of the body. It's like a bigger version of drill 1. But to also back that up, I'm going to be using HackMotion, which is going to give us that biomechanic feedback as I make those movements. Okay, so I want you to be able to feel what happens from the top of the backswing now as you come down into that P6 position, as you go through into your follow through position. So we're going to take our address, we'll go to the top of the backswing. Just about okay there apparently. I'm going to slowly begin my downswing into there and rotate through. Now I got some lovely noises from HackMotion then, but what I was able to feel, I'm looking at numbers as I do that, I'm making sure that my golf club is on plane on the way down. I'm making sure my club face is square. Now if I go to the top of the backswing now and I'm in the wrong position, it doesn't like it. Now I'm in a good position, but I'm going to start this downswing. I'm going to open the club face for you now. As I start the downswing, it's saying to me, no, 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 flex your wrist. There we go. So it's correcting me. But for those that don't have HackMotion, look at the positioning of the face. Look how the toe is up. If I get this club face open, it won't like it. I've got loads of extension in this lead wrist. So I've got this left wrist, what you would understand as cupped, and the club face open. I also don't want the club face bowed like this. I don't want the club face pushed in, and I don't want the lead wrist into flexion. I don't want it bowed like a Dustin Johnson or a Brooks Koepka position, okay? So I want to make sure that my toe of the club is pointing up towards the sky, so that I can deliver that golf club into a neutral position as I come into impact. So it's really important that you understand the feeling of it. And this particular drill is why I love this, is it encourages you to swing it super slow. You all know that when you go to the driving range and you're doing drills, I bet a lot of you watching, and some of my students in as well, I have to remind them, we're doing drills in slow motion. If you've got a 7-iron, we're just trying to pitch this 750 yards, 40 yards, 20 yards, whatever it is. We're not trying to do a drill and still flush it 175, because that's hard work. So we set up again. Swing up to the top, make sure I'm in the right position. There we are, it likes it. I get a little bit too extended, by the way, sometimes, too much cupping at the top of the wrist. So as I start to bring this down, I'm feeling that position there. The noise is still brilliant, it loves it. Toe of the club is just pointing in. Now I'm going to finish my golf swing, and it loved it. Because I was able to bring the club down in that transition from here into here, it makes the finishing of the golf swing a lot easier. If I bring the golf club down and I'm in this position with that flexed wrist and open club face, I've got to do a lot of panicking on the way through to flick the wrist through to get the club face back to square. So if I'm able to produce that better transition, that more square club face on the downswing, look at the difference it makes on the ball flight. The distance is up, and that's the key one. We're going to have much more control of the shape of the golf shot. We're going to have less curvature, more distance, better ball flights, but also more importantly, more consistent and better ball striking. Now, if I'm on the golf course, I want to get that into a bit of a routine. So I would swing up to the top, and what I've been working on, that second drill where I'm just feeling the positions on the way down. I get to there, and then I turn. I've always kind of used 2 and then drill 1. So I get to the top, drill 2 to feel it on the way down, drill 1 to focus on the follow through, and that would be my rehearsal to make sure I'm remembering the positions that I'm trying to achieve. And I feel more full face contact, higher contact in the grooves, better ball striking, more distance. Now if I actually had it set up a little bit straighter, it should have come out a little bit straighter as well. That's a setup fault from Guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, like I said at the start of the video, please do hit that like. Please hit that subscribe button, it makes a massive difference. And I'll see you for the next tip.